Hi everybody, welcome back. We're on Tuesday, May 5th. It's day number 6 of Montes May 2020 series. 20 lessons, 20 days, 20 minutes a day. Okay? Before we get started on the math, let's make sure we're organized. We've got an entire week under our belt. Hopefully last week you visited all your classes, whether it was a Zoom meeting, a Teams meeting, or a virtual classroom. Okay? You've reached out to your teachers. You know what the expectation is to maintain your grade, raise your grade, and most importantly, avoid the incomplete. Okay? So hopefully you know all those things. Tuesday, today, science, CTE classes. You know how to get into your class. If you don't, shoot an email or make a phone call. We're here to help you. Okay? All right. Item 2, have you made a plan? Do you have an actual structure? Some of your classes, you're actually reading books, listening to audible.com, making PowerPoints, right? Do you know how to get all of your stuff done in a nice, orderly fashion? So, if you didn't do that, second week, we're doing this till June 19th if you haven't heard. So, make sure you've got this filled out to help organize yourself. I've got it for me to help organize myself. All right, let's get back to the math. Okay, most important thing I want you to think about this week is having fun with math. This is fun. Cards, dice, chips, cookies, probabilities. All right, with that, there is some note taking. I hope you have a clean sheet of paper, and yesterday I had you write down 5 things. Okay? It's Discovery Week, independent events, dependent events, compound events, and the fundamental counting principle. All right? So before we go any further today, let's talk about the fundamental counting principle. Fundamental counting principle, the FCP. It's really a simple concept. And the concept is this. If I have a 6-sided die, okay? If I roll it, I can only get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's all I can get. All right. If I have a standard deck of cards, I can only get 52 different cards. A standard deck, 52 different cards, right? 1, 2, 3, ... 51, 52. Now, the fundamental counting principle says, how many combinations are there? Well, if I roll a 1, I can get 52 different outcomes. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4. So on and so forth. If I roll a 6, I can have 52 of them. So, the fundamental counting principle says, however many you have in one set, however many you have in the other set, we just multiply them together, and that's the total outcomes. Okay? So, in your note page, okay, write down, fundamental counting principle says the number in one set times the number in the other set is the total possible combinations. All right? I have 12 shirts. I have 12 sweaters. 12 times 12. I have 144 combinations. Fundamental counting principle. I'm going to pause for a second. Write that down. All right. Independent event. Yesterday we talked about an independent event. something that relies on nothing else. Okay? No matter what, every time we do it, it has to be the same probability. And the most famous independent event is toss a coin. Okay? Take a coin, flip it. Take a coin, flip it. It does not matter if you flip 10 consecutive heads. The 11th flip is still 50-50. It's independent. It doesn't matter what happened over there. It doesn't matter what happened over there. It is an independent event. Tossing a coin. All right? So, independent. Nothing affects it except the event itself. Heads, tails, you flip it, good to go. All right. Now, dependent. A dependent event. Well, just like the word states, it depends on what happened before. So yesterday, I reached in and I grabbed a chocolate chip cookie. Poof. The second pull, today when I reach in the cookies to pull it out, the probability of pulling out a chocolate chip cookie is dependent on the first pull. All right? So, a dependent event based upon the prior event. Okay? Then remember yesterday we had the chips. When I reached into the chips and I pulled them out, I pulled out a regular potato chip. The second pull is based on the first pull. All right? So, we got the fundamental counting principle. Just take the number of events times the number of possibles, and you get 312. Okay? Shirts and sweaters. 12 shirts, 12 sweaters, 144 combinations. All right? So now we've got 3 items with definitions on our note sheet. Okay, let's move on to today's activity, page 11 and 12. All right, popping up on the screen should be page 11. Sets of playing cards. If you don't have a set of playing cards, you can make one. Remember how I talked to you on Sunday? Make your a set of playing cards. Otherwise, you have this sheet of paper. All right. Now, I just want you the rest of today to have fun with math. Okay? So, a deck of cards has 52 different cards. It does. Okay? 4 suits. The clubs, the hearts, the spades, the diamonds. Each suit has 13 cards, 1 through 13. What is the probability of pulling a king? Just write it down. Okay? What is the probability of pulling a heart? Write it down. What is the probability of drawing a king and a queen on the first 2 cards drawn? Here's your discovery piece. See if you can figure that out. What makes sense to you? No wrong answers. Then, just like they do on TV on the poker channel, what's the probability of drawing 3 of a kind? Pick your favorite card. 4s, what's the probability of reaching in and pulling out 3 4s in a row? Okay, just write it down, flip to the second page. Poof. And what do you see there? More cards. Study, okay? Study, study, study. All I want you to do is list all the patterns you see in a deck of cards. Fun day. It would be cool to just play cards with somebody. If you are home alone and you don't have anybody to play cards with, play solitaire. I'm going to put a link on the page that talks about how to play solitaire if you've never done it. Okay? So that wraps up day 6 page 11 and 12, having fun with math. Discovery Week. What do you think the probability is of all these different events? We've got dice. We have cards, chips, cookies, and now we're adding in the idea, how many possible arrangements are there? How many possible outcomes? All right? Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow for more probability. Bye-bye.